Today's been interesting, you know. Fortunately, the sea this morning was absolutely on its head, and we wanted to go out and do some deep jigging, but yeah, you know, Barry and I were so busy tackling up that we weren't paying probably the attention that we should have been. And yeah, by the time we got out to the deep open ocean, we realized how upside down it was and that it was almost impossible to fish. So we started making our way back a little bit, and we had a couple of downs, we got a couple of job fish and so on. But yeah, the day sort of really just got interesting right now, where we've sort of come into these smaller islands all around us, and this particular one we found just acres and acres of fusiliers, and yeah, I got a reef shark on a Salmo stick pack, which yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, it's been quite nice, and yeah, obviously nice to be in the calm ocean again after the chaos of this morning. So yeah, it's been a super cool day so far.
As much as we enjoyed Submarine Rock, the one place that we couldn't wait to fish was Coral Island.
It got more and more special. It's just, as we started getting ready to leave, the wind died off completely. We started getting this amazing glass off.
We'd caught a lot of fish off the boat there before, but so close to shore, it was unbelievable. We would often throw the lures onto the actual rocks. So we couldn't wait to go back there and actually fish from the side. We'd come back from jigging somewhere offshore, and we came into the little bay there to have lunch. That's what the yacht does. It goes and it moors in a nice, quiet, calm area. And while we were sitting there, the tide was coming in, and we actually had a bit of time, because we knew that Coral Island actually fished best on an outgoing tide. And the water sort of goes around down the straight side of the island and around a point. We'd also checked it out a little bit and sort of knew where we wanted to be fishing, and where the danger was, where we were going to get cut off, etc. So it was pretty much have lunch, chill, wait for the tide to full, and then go and start fishing on the outgoing. Well, while we were having lunch, I mean, things just started happening all over in that bay. There was bait fish, there was fish smashing, and not enough to warrant you dropping your lunch and grabbing your rod, but certainly enough to make you start eating your lunch in a hurry. We went from there and got onto the island and walked along. We had to get dropped off with the big boat, because we didn't have the tent at that point, which made it a bit difficult. And we walked along, and it was just so amazing to see all the coral that's deposited on that island. There's just mounds of coral, and all different types of coral, and huge clams, and it's just an amazing island. Fox bats, birds, it was unbelievable. And we walked along these sort of ball-bearing type rocks, round boulders mixed with chunks of coral, and places where the coral had actually calcified and gone hard and almost like cement. You wonder why they call this place Coral Island when you're on a yacht or out at sea. You look at it and you think, so where's the coral? It's only when you get off and you have a look at this, it's unbelievable, the volume of coral that's washed up here, and the big clams and everything else. And then what's really interesting is down here, you've got these boulders, and the coral that's been lying in amongst it has kind of turned into cement. It's actually become one big rock, but it's all just coral. If you have a look here, it's all hard. It's like walking on cement. It's unbelievable. What happens here in the afternoon is with a high tide, this whole bay sort of fills up, and then as it turns, it drains along the side here, and it runs out there and it goes around the point. And what we found in the past is that there were a lot of kuta. Oh, there's a fish eagle in the background there, Madagascar fish eagle. But this is the island that's got the fox bats on it, And obviously the fish eagles that are going to start hunting them now as it gets later towards evening. But we're going to go and stand on the corner there and hopefully catch the kuta that are going to be just lying in that current, waiting for all the bait fish to come out of this bay that as it drains when the tide turns and starts to go out. I looked at it and I still thought to myself, geez, it's so flat and it's so calm. I think we're going to battle for fish today. That's not what happened. We got there and it was literally cast for cast. And we had that, those Texas fish, you know, the ones that are bigger than everywhere else. It was just unbelievable. Everything we caught was bigger than everywhere else.
Yeah, awesome. It's like
As I hit the water.
I had two first throw and I was on and the fish took off and it ran a bit, but I lost it, and then second throw on again. So yeah, good start. See, my father's bent there too.
It's amazing. As the spoon hit the water, it just went tight.
Now, needless to say, we put all our stuff down, and the first test cast was, I think it was a pull straight away. And the second throw was on.
It's a torpedo scad, but it's a seriously big one. We get lots in Durban, as we said the other day, but these ones are just huge, and all of them are this size. And they're strong, and they just go like hell as soon as you hook them. Unbelievable, lovely fish to catch. We had those torpedo scads that were just huge, and they go like the clappers. I mean, that's why they call them bay bonnies in Durban, because it's like a bonnie that you catch in the bay. They're that strong.
The water was absolute glass. It was beautiful, beautiful. But you could feel the heat. It was actually quite interesting. You could feel the heat coming off these black rocks. Made it incredibly humid. Show the size of this thing. It's a salad. That is a freaking giant. How big this thing is? That's ridiculous for that fish. Yeah, there's such an amazing food chain here, and competition for food is fierce. So you know, when you've hooked a fish and you're reeling it in, and you can actually, you know, can feel the other fish trying to eat it. Yeah, and unfortunately, as you can see, this poor guy he got badly hit by a kuta. But man, this island, Coral Island, is just unbelievable.
faintly see the spots on this fish. This is a double spot needlefish. Needle scale, there it is on again.
Yeah, I remember to get onto Coral Island we had to back Joz up in this little corner between these two mangrove bushes, and yeah, we stepped off onto Coral Island, and yeah, just incredible. I mean, the terrain, the ground terrain is made up of these funny round boulders and then bits of coral, and it's unbelievable. It's pretty tricky to walk on, so yeah, you got to keep your eyes on because you don't want to take a fall there. How big this thing is? That's ridiculous for that fish. We've been fishing Coral Island and our expectations have been absolutely blown away. I remember getting smoked on my small rod, 11-foot Aerocast, and my 5000, and I immediately switched over to my Assassin 2x heavy spinning rod, and that was actually a better outfit for me because it gave me a lot of pulling power and just made sure that I didn't get cut off again. But yeah, it was one of those kind of sessions which was so unique in that if you didn't get a pull, you wondered what was wrong. Yeah, you know, double ups on a boat are, you know, they're quite common, but multiple double ups off the shore they're special, and you don't often find yourselves in these situations. So they're just, yeah, they're very, very memorable.
BT, that's a green spot. Yeah, that's amazing. I've got a lovely green spot here. Look, Richard's also on. It must probably be a green spot as well. Oh, came off right in the shore break. Jeez, these are nice fish. This glow in the dark green has just been an amazing color. As soon as it starts to the sun goes, the spoon just seems to work.
It's chaos there. It's actually quite incredible. Big bezel's on. It's almost every throw is a fish. Yeah, I was forcing it a little bit because I lost the last one close by here, so I might have just forced it a little bit too much, and yeah, it just the spoon came out right close here. But yeah, I suppose it helped me easier release. But yeah, I've switched over to my heavier Assassin spinning rod. and the 8,000 reel instead of Aerocast 11 foot and Aerocast 11 foot and 5,000. And yeah, you need the pulling power for these fish. It's quite crazy. Yeah, normally you get a bite that would last sort of 40 minutes or so, but this lasted an hour and a half, and it was literally shot for shot.
Yeah, gee, I think I hooked a coot a little bit earlier, but I'm sure we're going to get one. We just got to keep going, trying to get through these things as quickly as possible. The chance of a cooter.
Yeah, on these little islands, particularly this coral island, I mean, even though the sun's gone down behind the mountain, you've just got no idea on how hot it is. It is stinking hot, and it's humid as all hell, and you're absolutely sweating like a pig.
I think with the water being so glassy like this, and I'm seeing a lot of fish come up behind the plug and not eat it, so I think I'm going to try a needle nose. That's probably going to be the answer. So I'm going to rig up a needle nose, a skinny needle nose, which I can wind really fast and wind it across the surface. That should work quite well. I said I thought I had a cooter, but obviously another fish has tried to eat this when it's in another fish's mouth. That's splittering.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's just such a chase behind me there, but it's fish out. Yeah, it's intense, but it's amazing. I mean, the opportunities you get like this in fishing are absolutely, they're just so rare. So it's like you just want to make the most of it. It's like, I can't explain it. It's like Moorish.
And then the salad fish, both single spot and double spot, were like, geez, they were like queenfish, but actually even better. They were long and thin and just built for speed, and those double spots are just awesome fish to catch.
This is a giant.
And there was bluefins and GTs and all sorts of fish in the mix, as well as the long toms. And also, there was no wind, so it was like dead calm and hot, really, really hot. I don't know how many liters of water every time I looked at somebody, they were perspiring. I was wet, my shirt was sopping wet. But it was one of those things, it doesn't matter what the fish were eating, and we just throw after throw after throw, we were onto fish.
This is the first time I'm trying this stainless steel Pelicus spoon. It's beautiful on the rocks because it doesn't get dinged on the rocks. It's got an awesome shine on it, and I think they're going to last a long time. First cast, very nice.
Yeah, just shining this spoon up a little bit. It glows in the dark, so helps getting a little bit later in the evening now.
Now this place has been unbelievable. They say in Texas everything is big. Here it's all oversized. It's just unbelievable how everything you catch is bigger than normal. Especially the bigger, I mean the torpedo scads, the double spot salads, the single spot salads. Don't know what a salad is, the needle scaled queenfish. But there were an unbelievable amount of those sort of fish here, and we were trying to kind of wade through them and just get that kuta in between, and it didn't happen. But I think if we persevere here, it'll be exciting. I hooked one good fish, and I saw Richard hook a couple of good fish, and I think we've got to give it a shot tomorrow morning.
Those two really good fish. I got smoked on, I couldn't stop them, and I got cut off. But yeah, I mean, you know, as it sort of started to get, as the light started to fade and started to get darker and darker, we thought, no, we're gonna get a big kuta or something. But it was funny, as it got dark, the bite stopped completely, and that was it. So unfortunately, yeah, you know, we've spoken about it a lot. We didn't get our big kuta, but yeah, I mean, just an afternoon's fishing that for me was just so incredibly memorable. I mean, you couldn't have painted a better picture than that. Just weather conditions, draining tide, everything was just absolutely perfect. It was like a little gift from heaven, that session.
And you sort of got to a point where you realized that what we were actually doing was wading through this volume of fish to try and get that one special one, which would have been a big kuta, or perhaps a prodigal, or something different, you know, something that's going to sort of make it amazing. But the reality was that in a normal fishing situation, almost every fish that we caught was special.
Hour and a half of absolute mayhem, yeah, it was flipping awesome.
It's so unexploited, it's unbelievable. I mean, anybody that enjoys lure fishing with light rods or enjoys estuary type fishing, this has just got to be paradise.